PJs on West Gray. So if you're out and about after work, get your butts out here. Got some obviously PJs here, and Andrew and Dana and Lewis, and got a few more coming. So get out here and have a good time. We have a drink special. All the drinks are special. That's the special. So come on out. Anyway, fun show for you today. Brandon Capelo is about to join me, and we will recap some of the action from the weekend. We'll talk a little bit about his backdoor Astros bet, and mine actually that covered, because we both bet them to win the division back in around the All-Star break, and got lucky on that. But we'll get into it. Lots of football, of course, and the Texans looking great. Before we get started today, I just want to thank everybody for supporting the show. And you can do that in a lot of ways. Got a business you want to advertise? Hit me up. And B. Hannon, Chase, Donna, Todd S., all for supporting the show. The Venmo's down there if you want to support the show and keep it going. But right now it's going great. So I'm going to tell you about the Phoenix on Westheimer, which is one of our big sponsors. I'm going to be over there tomorrow. They're a Penn State bar. So if you're a Penn State fan, like my daughter, of course she's at Penn State, so she can't go, but she likes to go over there a lot. They have Premier League. The soccer is fantastic. They're the best soccer bar in the city. Great food. Great staff. You got the Champions League early rounds going on, and go over there and ask for the special, because they have a great special every day for food. And listen, I'll be over there tomorrow afternoon for a little bit just to hang out. And great staff with people like Derek and Camilla. All those guys are great. Vu's always there. He's a great guy. Tell him hello when you go. And you know what? You'll have a great time. It's guaranteed, or your money back from me. The money you gave me for, never mind. All right, let's get this thing rolling today. Brandon Capelo joins me. Welcome in Chuck Norris, and you guys get on the chat on Twitch, and we will respond. Welcome in Flip. Brandon, what's going on, buddy?
Hey, good afternoon, Falcon. How you doing today?
Well, at least you sound better than the last time I talked to you. The last time, like, hey, Brandon, what's up? It's like, it's like Lucille Ball with a tracheotomy.
Yeah, so. You're like, are you still picking me up to go to the bar or
what? Well, yeah, that's usually how it goes. So let's start with the Astros, because that was a pretty amazing finish to the season. I think a lot of people kind of gave up on them when they were rolling over and getting banged by the Royals and A's and stuff like that. But that 2 out of 3 against the Mariners, that third game, really kind of gave them some momentum. And then Arizona, they played just well enough to win that series. It was kind of funny. The Sunday game, I liked the Astros the best, because the Diamondbacks were partying all night, jumping in pools, and God knows what they were drinking all night. And and the Mariners get the win, even though they didn't really have it. The best part of the whole thing, Brandon, was I listened to the Rangers postgame. I watched the Rangers postgame, and just how freaking depressed those people were for a team that lost 98 games to make the playoffs. They were like, oh, the Diamondbacks should have played their best players. It's integrity and all this. I'm like, shut up. If you guys weren't going to play your guys if you clinched.
Exactly. No, I mean, it was personal. I mean, they still got their postseason berth. They're still going to be, well, they're not actually favored. The Rays are favored. It's a little harder, climb up the hill to get back to, or try to get back to the AL West, which they were at 7 years ago, I think, 7 seasons ago, I believe.
Yeah.
So they did a really great job. So, I mean, not even 7 seasons ago, they were over 100 loss perennial team. Now, I keep saying 7 seasons ago, they were 100 perennial loss team, but just 2 years after going, they had a really fast rebuild. They had an outstanding offense. A bunch of all-stars in there. Now, granted, their payroll was super high. I think like 2 of the top 3 players not named Shohei Ohtani are playing for the Rangers. So, I mean, they kind of bought their way here, but it was all about beating the Astros and getting the AL West. And they didn't get it. All they had to do was sweep the Mariners. All the Mariners had to do was sweep the Rangers. All we had to do was sweep the Diamondbacks. And we saw how it worked out.
Yeah, and the Diamondbacks managed to get in anyway, so good for them. I think the matchups are interesting, at least for the wild card games. And in the end, I think 3 teams you expect. Well, I think the whole top seeds thing is pretty much what you expected, because obviously Dodgers and Braves and Astros you would have
Sure.
penciled in before the year, and then you would have probably penciled in the AL East winner. It just probably wasn't going to be the Orioles. Probably would have been the Rays or maybe even the Jays.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of funny. The Orioles finished with the most wins in all of baseball. But if you look at runs for, runs against, Blue Jays were better than them.
Yeah.
They're playing a wild card. Real quick, funny stat from our boy Patrick Creighton. The Rangers held first place in the American League West for 139 days. You know how long the Astros held first place? 19.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Huh?
Good stuff.
Well, in the end, it worked out the way it was supposed to. So glad they won. It's going to be a fun postseason again. I'm glad they got the week off and line up the pitching the way they need it. And they kind of remind me of the 2020 team in the bubble that didn't win the division and still got to the ALCS. So I think I think they'll make another run. I just don't, I don't know that they're a World Series team, but I think a lot depends on who they wind up playing. And the pitching has to get better. I mean, let's be honest. They don't have the pitching they had last season going into the playoffs.
No, not at all. And even the pitchers that we had last season, we made our run. They weren't. It was considered. The bullpen was a much stronger suit for us than the starting pitchers. We had our 1-2, of course, but after that, he had just such great individual performances by Urquidy, by Luis Garcia. I mean, guys that you weren't necessarily expecting to win you a ball game, but just to hold it down. I don't know if we're going to get that kind of performance this year out of a Hunter Brown, out of a
right. Christian Javier even.
Javier, thank you. Falco, I lost you.
Double in the postseason last year.
Oh, there. Okay.
But welcome on my way to F your bitch. Welcome. Always a pleasure to have you in here. And,
I love the branding.
Yeah, and as soon as I get one, you can come. So, all right. Real quick, I got to tell you about Lanham Industries and how great these guys are. They, that's my goal is to get a place on Lake Livingston. And that's where they operate. They're the area leader in providing quality service for your home, whether it's a vacation home, whether you live there. If you're going to buy, they got consultation services to get you the right home and location, decor and theme, price points, you name it. And it's a one-stop shop for everything. So if you're already up there, how about this? Cleaning, lawn care, laundry, maintenance, inventory management, property management. It's a highly trained and dedicated crew. Of course, veteran-owned and operated. 5-star ratings from guests and owners. Give them a call, 936-581-6166 or 346-773-9577. The easiest thing is just go to lanhamindustries.com. And if you need any of that information, feel free to just hit me up at thefalconcast@yahoo.com and I'll get you all that without you having to remember it. How's that? Because I love the people that way. And so let's start with a little college football because I'm pretty much out on the whole University of Houston experience right now.
No.
I'm kind of not really out, you know what I mean? But I'm pretty frustrated with this team, and they watching them play, they weren't as good as Tech, and you can't give away 14 points on special teams and have any chance of winning a game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, rough go. Another Big 12 contest where your Cougs get blanked in the second half. 100-yard return, block punts. I mean, I didn't see a penalty on those. Did you? I know there was a bit of a controversy on that one.
No, but
who knows? I do have a question for you, though. This is a quote directly from Dana Holgorsen. I want to hear you respond to this. Did we wear out? Probably. Did they turn things up? Probably. They've been playing Power 5 football for a long time, and they have Power 5 bodies there, a lot of them. How do you respond, Falcon?
Stop whining. You've known about this for 2 years. And remember the whole year where they just basically – excuse me. Yeah, he's making me sick. Remember the whole year they redshirted everybody. That was the point. We got to build a roster to where we can – play in the Big 12. So quit whining about Power 5 now. It's just, everything sounds like an excuse.
Yep.
And, you went and got a quarterback who has experience in the Big 12. That was part of the point. And, I'm just tired of these excuses. They're not valid. And otherwise, yes, you just didn't recruit well enough.
Exactly. Well, where weren't you recruiting Power 5 bodies? Why didn't you have a Power 5 game plan in place? You're going to be playing behind this entire time. Where was your answer to that?
Yeah, I just and look, I like Dana. You know that we've killed a few brain cells together, but I mean, I don't even watch his press conferences anymore because they're it's just excuses, and I know the fan base is sick of it because I know a lot of those people.
Yep.
And just to answer Lamont, now I'm not going live daily. I do Mondays at 5 and Thursdays at 4 with AJ. So that's where I'm going to keep it for now until we just see what happens. But maybe eventually I do more. But I kind of like this because Mondays we can recap and we sort of rotate our guests, and then Thursday is all about AJ. So, but yeah, some of the other games that were interesting this weekend, I thought, was about Georgia getting a little scare from Auburn. And now I'm looking at the rest of Georgia's schedule. I don't see any other place where they might slip up. I mean,
probably not.
The rest of their schedule's pretty easy, but that when they, I mean, and again, it's kind of like when I watch them play, I never think they're in danger, even when the score's close, just because they keep winning the line of scrimmage, and that's what they were doing. And welcome in Joel. We got a lot of cool people in here today. Some of the other scores, I thought Texas. I was a little worried about that Kansas game because that would have been an easy look-ahead game, but they were ready. They took care of business. Really looking forward to that one this week. And Notre Dame and Duke wound up being a close game. Alabama appears to be back after they torched Mississippi State. And that LSU Ole Miss game was fun to watch. Maybe not for LSU fan, but just in general, I enjoyed watching it because I love games that wind up 55-49. That's me.
Yeah. You get 100 points in a game. That's a good football game.
It is to me. I'm an offense guy. And,
I took the over in game 89.5 just to bet it because it was fun. I should have hit it again.
Yeah, thanks to you, I hit a pretty good in game on Penn State when they were tied at halftime 10-10, and it was minus 13.5. And they managed to not only cover that easily, but they covered the original spread too. So, we got the big one coming up this week. Obviously, is going to be Texas OU. Can't wait for that. And it's funny. I always compare the weather to Texas OU. It's like that's usually when we get our first cool front is when the Longhorns and Sooners play. Well, guess what? We're getting our first cool front later in the week.
There we go.
Yeah. So just goes to show that I know what I'm talking about there. Well, not really, but anyway. All right, let's get on to some NFL because
just real quick for a couple of gripes I have about the what do you call it, the college football card. Jalen getting scratched right before kickoff. What was that? That was the only reason I didn't go 4-1 in Eric's or 5-0 in Eric's contest this week. They literally announced him like a second before kickoff. I got good CLV at 17.5. They ended up closing at like 15.5. They announced him out, and they really were never in the game. That's trash. No response. It's fun. I just had to gripe about that because otherwise I would have gone 5-0 in Eric's contest.
Welcome in Daywan Donna and Queen Bee Spice. Lamont said, I think when you say cool front, we're talking like 90 for a high. No, it's actually going to be in the 80s. Going to be in the 80s.
By the way, Lamont, I'm thinking about picking up a Scorpion. Hit me up in the DMs. Let me know how you like yours.
All right. Let's start with the Texans because I was, I have to say, fairly impressed with the performance yesterday. And the thing I like is they seem to be getting better each week. And I mean, there's three things I like there. One is the defense in particular. While they don't have all their best guys out there and they're not, they may not be as talented, all the guys are in the right place.
Sure.
And that's coaching, man. They're getting coached up, and I really like that. Offensively, I think they're getting some production. They made some adjustments on that offensive line, and were able to run the football, which has not been constant all year. And it was more scheme because they're down to third string left tackle. That's hard to play with that. And they did a good job with that. And I think I may have to just admit that C.J. Stroud's going to be a player in this league. That kid looks good, and he gets rid of the ball with authority. He's got great accuracy, and Nico Collins is turning into a player. And I mean, I think if he turns into a WR1 for you, you're in a real good spot. And he played like one yesterday. And now I know that once they got the Steelers down, it was going to be hard for the Steelers to come back because they're offensively challenged big time. And then, I just so I mean, part of the final score was just game flow, right? You get them down, and then they start making mistakes, and they can't do anything. But I mean, all the 3 and outs, and my Steelers run defense is top 5 worst run defense in the league. They had one game where they gave up a whole bunch of yards, and that this early that will definitely impact that. But the fact that you're doing it with a bunch of homeless guys on your offensive line,
right,
was pretty impressive. I'm not the biggest Dameon Pierce guy. I think he's good, and I think behind a great offensive line, he'd be more than serviceable. But he had a pretty good game yesterday. I still think that's a position they need to address. I'm all for draft a running back every year in the 3rd or 4th round, and then hope they turn into something. But otherwise, I mean, I thought it was a really well-coached game, and I thought that Stroud played really well. And I think there's still an up arrow next to these guys because they seem to get better every week, which is what you ask. And, I think this coaching staff is doing a really good job so far.
Yeah, without a doubt. C.J. Stroud's actually looking like a rookie offensive player of the year candidate. I think you can get him right now, maybe like 6-1. So not terrible. If you like him to stay on this trajectory, still hasn't thrown an interception yet, which is just wild to me as a rookie quarterback. And I know that you and BJ and I were really going back and forth on whether to put the Texans into our super contest pick or not. And it all hinged on that injury report and all these guys who were like 2nd and 3rd teamers and scrubs who were going to be protecting Stroud, but he still wasn't making mistakes. They were still moving the chains. They made the Steelers look really, really bad. And D'Amico Ryan's also candidate for Coach of the Year. You get him at 6-1 right now. Good.
Yeah, I think they stayed on schedule on offense. There weren't a lot of 3rd and longs, and that that's a credit to the play calling. And I know it's first time offensive coordinator, but I thought the only play call I didn't like was a 4th and 1. The rest of the time, man, they were on point and they were making great calls and executing. And if you can keep doing that all year, and if he just keeps controlling the ball and not throwing interceptions. I think the defense will keep them in a lot of games, and that schedule doesn't look as daunting as it did early on. Now, when you start like at Atlanta, I would have thought they would have gone in there and gotten their butts whipped, but that's a game where I think they've got a chance, especially with Atlanta coming back from England. And
question for you, Falcon: what do you think about the Texans to win the division? You get 4-1 right now. Look who they got coming up next. They got pretty much the entire NFC South, my NFC South, and we all suck. Falcons are terrible. Saints don't have an offense. Carolina's awful. And the Bucs are actually on the up climb. I think Jacksonville would be your only hesitation there, but they've got the Ravens, they've got the 49ers, and they've got a couple other teams that are over 500 or should finish above 500. The Texans don't have to play. Do you get the cojones for that bet?
Now's the time to make it, right? But sure. I mean, I could see a lot going wrong too. I mean, if Stroud gets hurt, which as much as he was getting hit early, I could see that happening. But I don't know. I mean, the way they've been protecting him, I mean, he might stay upright. But that's the thing. You're betting on Stroud to be healthy, because if you have to put Davis Mills in there, I don't care how well coached you are, you're not winning that division. So now. Yeah, I'd still rather see Case if he gets hurt, because I still think you can win a few games with Case. But I still see them getting better. So I think if you like that bet, now's the time to do it.
Yeah.
Worked out with the Astros winning the division.
You broke up, Sigan?
That it worked out with the Astros winning the division.
It worked out with the Astros winning the division. Man, what a backdoor cover on that.
Yeah.
Let's look to go drive over to the Nugget and get my money.
Yeah, we didn't talk about that at the top, but we both had Astros. I think I got plus 450 to win the division back. I don't know when it was. It was around the All-Star break. It's about the time we started talking about, hey, now's the time to bet them.
Right.
And oh yeah, never in doubt. Never in doubt. They just rolled right to it, right?
Man, I spent that money in August.
Chuck Norris says Texans have the biggest gravy schedule remaining. Not the Texans will hold at this level, and that's the question.
Right,
I mean,
exactly.
this is 2 weeks in a row that they played at a very high level, and and if you want to throw water on it, which that's kind of what we do, especially when we're talking about bets. I mean, they always play well against Jacksonville,
Right.
and so that game, okay, maybe that was a fluke. And then when you look at the Steelers and, again, game flow, Steelers got down early and, but it didn't, that one looked different to me. It looked like, no, Texans are just better today. So can they keep doing that is a big question. And I don't know. That's, we got a lot more of these to go. And I think Stroud could regress. We see that sometimes. I don't know that he will. I think he's getting this offense down, but and hell, Robert Woods played like crap yesterday.
Right.
He had some drops. He would, and they still managed to dominate. So I don't know. I mean, I'm encouraged by him, but I'm also a little skeptical because the other negative I'll throw out there is I still wonder if Will Anderson Jr. is actually on the field. I know he had the scoop and score, but anybody can pick up a ball. Just not seeing a lot of impact from him in terms of, I mean, he had a few times where he got in the backfield, but there wasn't any threat to the quarterback.
Yeah, he wasn't having the production. He wasn't interrupting and being a force of chaos like he was the first 2 weeks. They were calling his number left and right. He was really disrupting the passer and really getting in the backfield a lot. He's just been on a milk carton the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, but otherwise, a good win for them, and it was a good about half an hour for Houston fan to have Texans winning as easily as they did, and then the Astros winning. Jaguars bounced back against the Falcons in England and looked pretty good, and I think that flatters the Texans a little bit, obviously. But boy, Atlanta's got some problems. I mean, they can run the football, but at some point you've got to admit, hey, we don't have the right quarterback.
Yep. And Lamont's exactly right. My folks were at the game, and they said it was black and yellow everywhere. Even with JJ doing his induction there, I mean, it was Steeler Nation out there. So really good to get the win in what should have been a friendly environment that was probably pretty hostile.
Yeah, the Steelers always travel, and especially for, I'd rather be in Pittsburgh right now than Houston with the weather, but I ran into a bunch of people Saturday that were here just for the game. So I'm not surprised it was like that at all. Plus, it's one of those days, if you have season tickets, as you do, you can get paid for them. I mean, that's one of the games where they'll overpay to get those tickets, and you can pay for 2 or 3 other games. And, I don't know of too many teams that travel better than the Steelers. Eagles fan represents. Packer fan represents, but not. I don't think either one of them's close to the Steelers. And
something to what you just said though, Falcon. As we've had season tickets for a real long time, and we know everyone in the season ticket area, just kind of like you in the Roughnecks. Everybody within 2 rows around you. When you start seeing those people there every single week, whereas you used to see different people there, usually with opposing teams' colors on, for like the past 5 seasons. We know that the fan base is getting excited about watching this team. They're excited about Stroud. They're really excited about D'Amico. And a lot of people were showing up yesterday for JJ too, but I think the fan base is really getting behind what they're trying to do, and especially with some of the dubs.
Yeah, and I'd like to see it be more of a Texan crowd, but they've had a lot to hate the last few years.
Sure.
I mean, the taste of Jack Easterby is still in their mouth. And some of the dumbass moves they made, and David Culley and Lovie Smith and, Davis Mills, that's what they've been spoon-fed the last 3 years. So I don't blame them for being skeptical and patient, frankly. But I think if this team plays like this the rest of the year, then they'll have something to root for and something they can get behind, because CJ Stroud's a good kid. He's obviously, you know, it looks like he's going to be a really good quarterback. But he's, and D'Amico. How do you not love D'Amico? I mean, uh,
Follows to me.
Texans royalty, man. So yeah. So anyway, I think that one. I think that's a reason to get back behind him. Game of the day going in was Bills Dolphins, and I like the Bills a lot going into this game. I'd heard a stat beforehand that teams that had scored 60 or more the week before were like 1-6 going in. 1-7 now. So.
Yep. That was a fun game to watch. I know that was one that we immediately put into our super contest picks because we're like, there's just no way. There's just no way. And we're exactly right. Allen played out of his mind. We cashed every single prop with him. The Miami offense didn't play as high a level, but they are still very dangerous. I still think Miami's probably the best offense in the NFL right now. The young man, the rookie out of Texas A&M, David Chain, that guy is a monster. He's going to be a special back. I mean, it's still I think the Dolphins' division to lose, even though they just got smacked by the Bills. I expect the Dolphins to still win the East. And I like them to do very well. Do very well in the regular season. Postseason, probably not so much. But offensively, they remind me of the Bills from the past.
Yeah, I think they're really good. My only concern with them, and if we're going to talk about futures bets, I don't think Tua's going to stay healthy. And at some point, I mean, it's happened every year. And I think people are ignoring the Bills. The Bills are still a damn good football team. And I think they showed a little bit of that. But, yeah.
Well, so they go as Allen goes. Allen was unstoppable yesterday.
Well, and so that first game, he made some bad mistakes. He was throwing the ball way downfield when he didn't need to. The last few weeks, he's gone back to the shorter passes, and then go deep. And that's what he does best, and that's what he needs to keep doing. And as long as he's doing that and completing what it was, 21 or 25 or whatever, 31, I can't remember exactly what. As long as you keep doing that, Bills aren't going to lose. And
he started off with an identity like a gunslinger, like a Pat Mahomes type. Now we're starting to learn that he used to be more of a system and rhythm passer, like a Brady or a Breeze type. He's not going to be. He just can't go out there. What he has over those guys though is he can run, so he opens it that way. That's why he gets confused with Mahomes, I suppose. That and the big cannon. The problem is he just makes so many mistakes. I think he was accredited. He's averaging 2 turnovers going back like 6 games to last season, whether it be a fumble or an interception. The guy's going to turn the ball over. He didn't do that yesterday because, like you said, they controlled the passing game, kept everything underneath. They didn't go long until they needed to. Excellent. Well done. Good job to overcome his inefficiency.
All right. Broncos come back and beat the Bears, outscoring them 17-0 in the fourth quarter. And boy, was that a Jekyll and Hyde or maybe it was Hyde and Jekyll. I don't know which way it goes, but
lost what it was for us.
Yeah, well, but Justin Fields looked unbeatable in the first half and was just awful in the second.
Didn't look like a Sean Payton coach team in the first half. Kind of feels like Russ just kind of took over in the second half a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, we were there watching the Saints game, a whole bunch of Hoodats together, just watching the bludgeoning going on in the second TV of our old coach, our old Super Bowl winning coach, just throwing dirt on him, just getting that second line jazz funeral ready for him. And then he just comes back and balls out in the second half. Wins it by 3. We lose it by the hook, but I still don't think they're going to be okay in Denver. I just don't. You just can't do that. You can't give up that many points that early to the Bears. I appreciate the fact they came back. That's not a typical Sean Payton offense or how it's run. I'm glad to see Russell Wilson still has something in the tank, but this is still going to be very much a bet against team for me.
Yeah, you're speaking of your Saints. That didn't go well. You got bakered.
A lot of people are calling for Carmichael's head today. And Dennis Allen's already come out and said nothing's going to change, and that's unfortunate because that interview with Melvin Kamara after the game that just said everything.
Well, and I was pretty encouraged when I saw Derek Carr out there, and then you got Carr and Kamara. I'm like, okay, I feel pretty good about the Saints today, and not so good. Yeah, the Browns did not have the air humper yesterday,
Nope.
and lose to the Ravens 28-3. Ravens look pretty solid. I see Lamar Jackson running the ball a lot more,
Good.
and the Browns. I don't know. I don't know what the Browns are. I think that's a team with a really good defense, but even with Watson, I'm not sure about that offense.
No, not at all. Very underwhelming performance. I mean, I know they had what's his name? No, I forgot the backup's name. But that defense, I mean, you can't stay on the field for 4 quarters and hold back Lamar Jackson. He's running now, which he should have been doing before he decided to be a big old bitch and pulled out from it. And now things are opening up. The offense is getting more positive. Hopefully, they take that lesson and they use it moving forward to actually be a force in the AFC. Not just a team that relies on a little bit of defense. Just
all right, you're breaking up a little bit, so give me some thoughts on tonight's game and give me your wild card playoff bets for the people.
Gotcha. Sorry about that. Yeah, so for tonight, not much going on. Seattle and New York. You gonna watch the game?
Yeah, I watch every Monday night game.
You're gonna watch Monday? Cool. Hit me up. I can watch it with you. I like Slayton tonight. I think Slayton gets over his yards. I think it's like 43. Seahawks have one of the worst pass defenses in the league. They're allowing, actually, the worst pass defense. They're allowing over 320 yards per game in the air. I think Slayton's, he gets the most targets, and Daniel Jones will be looking for him while he runs for his life. So I like that play. And give me Geno Smith to run over 12.5 yards. I think he's going to make some stuff happen with his feet. I think this is really the Seahawks' game to lose. The Giants have that atrocious 1-13 prime record, and they just can't get anything going offensively or defensively. I like the Seahawks to get over their team total 23.5. I like Slayton to get his over yards, and give me Matt Breida under his yards. There's one thing that they do well, they do defend the run. So that's what I got for you. And then I do like the Twins and the Jays to go over 2.5 in the first round of the wild card. Over 2.5 games. We'll do it.
All right, man. Go get that voice fixed. And and I will probably see you tomorrow.
All right, catch you tomorrow, Falcon. Thanks.
All right, I was hoping to get Dr. Linville in, but I have not heard back from him. He's probably working on some breasts. That's one of the things he does. As a matter of fact, they've got a special for October. If for my lady friends out there, if you want to get work done, he will take care of it. He'll do a great job. And all you have to do is go to hairspecialisthouston.com/getfalconhair, and he'll take care of you. And even if you're not getting hair, and even if you're just getting a little touch up on the breasts or a little lipo or something like that, he'll take care of you and he'll do a great job. Now, I first got started with him because I got the neograft procedure done, and it was awesome. It was simple, and right now they still have a special on that. It's only $3.50 per graft, and it's usually 4. But I know that doesn't sound like a lot, but I had 2,451 grafts done. So think about how much money you would save if you need to have that much done. So just go to hairspecialisthouston.com/getfalconhair, and you'll be good. It's that simple. All right. I'm gonna bring her on a little early, if that's okay. But our good friend Eva Elliot is going to join us, and we've talked a little sport. We've talked a little boobs. Eva brings sporting boobs. How's that?
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I got you.
Awesome. Okay. I have sporty boobs. That's fun.
So what's going on, my friend? You missed my...
Oh, man, I'm just recovering from a crazy weekend. I'm glad it's Monday. I am done with family shit. I am over it all. So it's good to be at work and not have to think about all that kind of stuff. So, yeah. I was trying to listen to you guys earlier just so I can get back up to speed on my sports talk because, I spend way too much time in sports bars. And when you sit in sports bars and you don't know sports, it hinders your sports bar game. So that's why I have to watch your show so I can learn what's going on in the world of all the sports.
Well, there you go. Now you can talk about the Texans, like you know what's going on, and the Astros.
Yeah.
Same thing. You're good.
Well,
yeah.
But mostly I just, I sit with my sports bar girlfriends and they are all sports people and I'm not. So I'm basically the way they get me interested is we figure out the fuckability of various professional athletes.
Well, that's a good way to do it. Yeah. I do that too.
Yeah.
Well, with female volleyball players, but
yeah. I can do that too. The ladies can be hot too. It's really what we do is how many margaritas would it take for me to go to town?
Okay.
Like, yeah. So right now, my top contender of 0 is Jeremy Pena with the Astros. That much I know.
All right. I'll ask you this: do his arms look smaller than last year? Because I have a steroid theory on him.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, see, I didn't know that. I'm not
year,
that.
I mean,
has he been using steroids? Do we
well,
think?
I just think he looked smaller when he got to camp this year.
Okay.
And I would assume that if you're, rating guys on that would be something you were looking at.
You know what? That's not really one of my. Okay, look at how tall they are. I like tall men.
Okay.
I look at if they have any history of kicking puppies. That's a downer.
Oh yeah, that's a definite turnoff.
That's a definite turnoff. If they are living a life that where they already think they're hot shit, I mean, they're going to think they're hot shit because they're professional athletes. But like Verlander, no, he's married to Kate Upton, so his standards are already too high anyway. So he'd have to have too many margaritas for me. I want to still have some hot factor myself.
Yeah, I used to call it the beer scale, but technically I don't really drink beer much anymore, so I guess it's got to be the vodka scale.
Yeah.
So how many vodkas? Yeah. So.
Yeah.
How many vodkas I pour down their throat, which is the better way to do it. Yeah.
Well, my thing is like my friend was kind of going, okay, well, who's going to be what factors are going to be the worst for you? And I was like, okay, well, they kick puppies, did they go to Texas A&M? Because that's a lot of margaritas for me to get with an Aggie. Are they from Oklahoma? Because fuck Oklahoma. Just as a state, I don't need it. Like the reason we need is it just holds Texas on. Otherwise, we float off into the ocean. But otherwise, yeah, that's a conversation that women are having in sports bars. When you see a group of women together at a sports bar, that's what they're talking about. They're talking about these sorts of it's no dumber than the conversations that men are having in sports bars. So we're okay like that.
Well, okay. Yeah. Most of our
conversations. Fred? I haven't seen you in ages.
Oh, I'm fine. I'm doing well.
Yeah. Are you down at the Phoenix?
No, I'm at PJ's today.
Okay. Oh, tell them I said hi.
I will. And no, the cool thing though, when you're talking about conversations we have at sports bars, and I give PJ some credit for this sometimes. Some of the conversations we have, I turn into actual stuff on the podcast. Oh yeah.
In truth, I've got a set tonight, and I'm doing it all about just the whole. I've come to the conclusion that sports bar MILFs. That's what we call ourselves. That's what I call myself. But we're like the new soccer moms.
Well, I probably prefer that to a soccer mom, but
yeah.
It depends on the soccer
moms. We also have children. We just don't think our children are so precious and special.
Yeah. And most soccer moms are like an 8, and I'm a 4, so there's no way. I mean,
wait, well, I'm not an 8.
What's that?
I'm not an 8.
Well, yeah, but I was talking specifically about soccer moms.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's I'm going to do a set tonight just talking about soccer mom, the new demographic of sports bar MILFs. So
I like it
because I'm really classy like that.
Where's your set tonight?
Tonight I'm doing a show at the Riot. They do a curated open mic. So it's selected people, but it's an open mic, 5 minutes. And then Monday the 9th, I'll be doing Dexter's Laugh-atory at Secret Group. And on Friday the 13th, this is a show people are going to want to see. On Friday the 13th, I'm doing a show at Galveston Bay Brewing. and that we're all asked to come in costume as a killer, and I'm coming as Harley Quinn, middle-aged Harley Quinn. If you like the girls, I'm wearing a corset, a very low corset.
All right. Well, make your plans to be there. I will be. I at least want a photo of that outfit. I'm kind of curious how
Well,
you pull that. So
if nothing else, Fred, you could show up and be on nipple patrol because they can come out. Pew!
yeah, I don't know if that would be my best job because I would just not tell you, right? Be like,
You would allow violations.
yeah,
You would
it
allow
popped out.
nipple violations.
Yeah.
Hey, Snow Black, the Oracle is asking me to explain my tat. We said, can you boobs to explain her tat? I think he's just lost, or they lost the capacity for speech. So I think someone wants an explanation of my ink.
Yeah, I think that's what he's asking for.
Okay, well, so this is actually, I got this for my 50th birthday recently. My best friend, Katie, who I want to have come on the show because she is my hardcore Astros fan. She knows everything. But she and I have the identical tattoos because we're best friends, and it's a lotus, and there's some other goofy shit in it. But the big thing is it has a 3 and a 3 inside of it. I don't know if you can see this. Here we go. Let's see. Can you see the 3-3?
I cannot. I cannot, but I'm old.
Okay, well, it has a 3 and a 3, but they're kind of stylized, so it's they're more rounded. And when we got the ink, it's because 3-3 has a lot of meaning for both of us. But right after she got hers done, I told her, I said, "Hey, bitch, it's EE. You got Eva Elliot on you for life."
Oh, so you tricked her into it, huh?
I did. It was not intentional. We just asked the tattoo artist, who is amazing, out of Phoenix, is the child of one of my best friends for the long. It's still a really good friend of mine, who's now an adult and this incredible tattoo artist out of Phoenix. So anyway, but they did the whole design with the 3-3, and I didn't say make it look like EE, but it was just a happy circumstance or happy coincidence.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right.
All kinds of evil. So yeah.
Behannon
So,
wants to know if Sean's going to be at the riot. He was a big hit last week.
Oh, that's awesome. I love Sean. He's one of the first guys I met when I came on the Houston comedy scene. And he's just, he's really very, just a really cool guy and easygoing. And he's like, there have been shows that he's driven me around and when I don't feel like driving. So, yeah, he's one of the guys who just treated me right from the beginning. So there's some guys that didn't, but he's awesome. So, and he's never hit on me. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
Yeah, he calls me mom. So, yeah.
Well, his girlfriend's fantastic, so that might have something to do with it too. But
yeah. So I'm so glad he made it on the show. I know it's been hard to get Patrick on just because his work schedule and where he is. He has some. I don't know. I think he lives in the Stone Ages because he doesn't have good internet. So, and then we also need to get Connor on at some point. Connor has got some. He's been on my show down at Rock Mutinies, which the Astros came back, so now Rock Mutinies is still on hold. What's that about? Now I can't tell my dick jokes.
But they're not playing tomorrow. They're not playing until Saturday.
What? Oh, okay. Well, yeah, because I guess we didn't know the October schedule when we put everything on hold, but it's hard to like schedule something last minute. So we'll be back in November because at some point they have to stop playing baseball. At some point the baseball has to fucking stop.
Yeah, and then they take a whole week off and they're right back at it again for the next year. So
yeah,
but the playoffs they'll be playing a lot of Tuesdays, I'm sure. So yeah, you missed it, and of course Sean had fun with me over this. So about a week ago, I was talking to this woman that a friend of mine set me up with. Yeah,
ooh, delicious.
No, I mean it's become a bit. I actually think I'm going to get T-shirts made up. Of this because we talked for about, I want to say almost 3 hours, right? And she was into all the stuff I'm into, like horse racing and poker and all this stuff, and we're hitting it off. And then right at the end says, "Man, you seem like a great guy, and I'd really like to hang out. Maybe you could take me to the racetrack sometime, but I can't date you." Like, okay, because I only date 7s or higher, and you're a hard 4. And I'm like, okay. But then I'm like, yes, I'm a 4. Whoa.
That was a
so
cunty thing. That's so
but
cunty.
it kind of
No,
it's become a bit now, right? So like
yeah,
I'm thinking about getting hard 4 Falcon t-shirts made.
I did. I did do a thing when I was out at the beach where I talked about when the great thing about the Texas beach is that whereas like on Miami Beach, I'd be a 2 at best. But on a Texas beach, I'm a hard 8, at least in my age bracket. So mostly because the Texas beach is littered with some scariness. So that's what you need to do, Fred, is go hang out at the Texas beach. Because on beach in Texas, you'd be a solid 7, babe.
No, I'm a hard 4. That's it. I'm sticking with that. That's my thing.
Okay, I'm curious. Was this like did she say the word inches afterwards? Because then I understand entirely what she was saying. Because you're definitely.
No. I did think about telling her she was half right, but Largo says I'm a Montrose 8. Yeah, I'm definitely a gay 8.
You're a gate. You're a gate, definitely.
And it's probably because I live in the Montrose by myself with a dog who's really pretty, and she gets a lot of attention. But yes,
you do like the bitches.
Unfortunately, I don't roll that way. So
not
that there's anything wrong with that, but yeah, I'm sorry. It's got to have breasts and a vagina. That's just
okay. Technically, your dog has those things.
I'm talking about actual human beings. Just because I treat her like a human being, that does not count. Damn, woman. Yeah, you're not getting me into bestiality jokes on here.
I want to go back to what kind of a woman tells a man that she's been having a wonderful conversation with for several hours that he's not attractive enough for her. That is just, I'm sorry, but there are some horrible, horrible people out there.
I was just offended that she wanted me to take her to the racetrack and win her money. After that, I'm like, no, if I'm a 4, that means I'm going to be about a 2 at the racetrack for you. So there.
Yeah, well, beyond that though, it's just you know what though, her saying that made her a solid 2. She's a 2 now, as far as I'm concerned. Personality.
Well, I have the 4 metric scale, right?
The what? I don't know this. Tell me about this.
So I have a scale. It starts off with how smart are you? That's a 1 to 10.
Okay.
How fun are you?
Okay.
Which is a 1 to 10. And I think both of us are fun 10s, which is why we get along so well. And then personality 10, but it's not just personality, right? It's, are you a good person? Are you do you do stuff in the community? Are you charming? Are you the kind of person who could step up and entertain people on short notice and things like that? So those are my first 3, and then it's looks.
Okay. Well, where do I rank? I want to know how I rank.
See, I never, ever, ever tell any woman, even my closest friends, where they rank on the look scale. Like you're a solid 8 smart. I would say a solid 10 fun and a 10 personality.
Well, I take it.
Yeah.
I can.
Yeah. There's like maybe 5 people on the planet who could have come and hosted that damn show and done the job you did. That's a personality thing, and do it for nothing. So
yeah.
B. Hannah says stick with Bumble and Hinge. I deleted all those apps. I deleted Bumble. I deleted Tinder.
Wait, who is Snow Black the Oracle saying for 50 years old with personality and physical appearance, I give you an 8 in any locality? Is that for me?
He's talking about you.
Oh, yeah. So this person thinks I'm an 8. I'll take it. Look. Here's the thing is I know the setting that I'm in. Sometimes I'm in a setting where I'm in the bottom quarter here. I've been at some pool situations where I'm like, I am not the hottest thing in town. I am 50. I don't look young anymore. Right now I'm looking at myself in this camera going, oh, I may need to go see Dr. Linville. But then there are other settings, like when I'm at a PTA meeting where people have just given up. Then I'm like, I'm a 8, 9 maybe here. or like when I'm at a retirement villa visiting grandma.
Dude, that's what I need to do. I need to go raid the retirement villa. I'd be a solid 4.5 there.
take your Viagra, you can be a 5.
Oh, there's generic stuff out there. I don't need Viagra. You can get it for like $5 a
Okay,
pop.
well, if you're gonna go to the retirement villa, go to your next door neighbor. Just get you some. I mean, if she
Let's
takes her
stop.
arthritis medicine, she can give you a tug at least.
You stop with that. You know my rules. You don't mess with anyone in your neighborhood. It just doesn't happen.
Okay. Well, how many blocks does that include? Is that like a 3-block radius or a? Well,
No, it's immediate people that you see every day, right?
Okay.
So that could be 3 houses, it could be 5 houses.
Gotcha.
But yeah.
Okay. I'll keep that rule in mind. So if I become your neighbor, then I'm safe.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get one of those, like people do on Facebook. Mark safe from whatever hurricane. I'll have to go. Mark safe from Fred Fowler's sexual advances.
I'm not even trying anymore. I don't. I'm just. The thing is, the more I live by myself, the more I just don't want people around me in my place.
I would like that experience. I have so many fucking children in my house. There are 5 children. There were 6 children. My niece was with us last week because my sister had surgery, and I'm now back down to just 5 children in my house. There are 5 children in my house. They're not all mine, but there are 5 children in my house. That's too many, and 2 dogs. That's a lot.
Yeah, it's too much. I mean, I'm happy with just me and Kira, and even she's a handful sometimes.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that's because you have to go to bars just to work, just to get away from.
Right. Right. Well, she was being pretty good today, but I'd already told some people I was coming over here so they could come out and hang out.
Yeah.
They did. So my neighbor and landlord Mac was here. Dana's here, and Roger was going to come, but his car's broken. So.
Oh, that bastard.
Everybody has an excuse for me, but but it's so yeah. Usually I do it here on Mondays, and sometimes I do it over at Coach's, and then I try to do the Phoenix on Thursday, so I don't have to pay somebody to watch her.
Some Monday I'll come and join you. We'll just sit next to each other with our laptops, and we'll pretend like we're not right next to each other.
Well, actually, no. When you're not on here, I've got a big enough screen. You can actually physically sit next to me because Tiny Greg did that last week.
Oh, okay.
When he came on. And it worked out pretty well.
Oh, that sounds like a plan. I can just we can be all snuggly and close.
How about that? You scare me. I mean, like I said, there are days you're definitely an 8, and I'm always going to be a 4, and I'm intimidated. So there.
Oh,
sorry.
Oh, don't be intimidated by me, Fred. You know I love you, baby.
We've killed enough brain cells together. I think we're okay, but.
No,
yeah.
It's funny though. Like what I'm attracted to is it's very little about looks for me. But tall. I like tall men. Like roll at me and you're this tall. I'm gonna go. Oh, an Oompa Loompa is here.
Oh God, I have to have you do the show with Tiny Greg.
How tall is Tiny Greg?
He's I don't know, but he kind of comes up to my nipple. So
okay. Yeah, that's pretty sure.
Probably like 5'5" or something like that. Maybe 5'6". Maybe. I'm being generous. I don't know. He's just Tiny Greg to me. So.
No, see, because I wear like 4-inch heels half the time. So when I do that, I'm over 6 foot tall. So I like men who are tall. Oh wait, Flip Rodriguez 713 wants to know if I'm a size queen. Not at all.
Well, I'm for sure. I don't know what that means.
I know exactly what it means, and I am not. not in height. Yes. Other things, nah. Nope, not at all. Look,
okay, I believe I'm getting the picture.
Look, here's the point: is I grew up poor, really poor. I learned how to make do. I can make do with whatever. I can have fun in any kind of situation. You just tell me, hey, look, Eva, all we have for you today is a piece of white bread and a string. Have fun. I'm like, okay, I'll find a way.
Oh boy.
It does not take much to entertain me, Fred. You know that. You know I get amused all the time. Oh, by the way, did you notice? I've never done the show from my corporate office before. Did you notice what's in the background here?
It looks like an Astrodome.
Yeah, under construction.
Ah,
So my office is all like iconic things under construction.
huh.
But I have a sporty thing there, and then there's
No, that's pretty cool.
construction stuff. But yeah, because that's what I do.
I'm glad one of us has a sporty thing. So, uh,
As sporty
do you have
thing.
your question? Do you have your question for me this week?
Oh, it's been so long, Fred. Oh, give me a second.
Okay.
Okay. Hey, Fred.
That's your answer, Floor.
Inquiring minds want to know, Fred.
Yes.
If someone had not just told you you're a 4, and be really honest here, what would do you think you are and why? If you apply the same scale to yourself, what do you think you are?
Well, if I'm going to go out with somebody, I'll clean up a little bit and wear a nice shirt and shave.
Uh-huh.
I feel like 5.5, slightly above average, like tiny little bit above average.
All right. What about on the intelligence scale on your rating system? Where are you on the
about a 7 or 8? I mean, I used to be more, but I'm old and I drink a lot.
Yeah,
so.
I got you. Okay. What about the personality?
I feel like I'm a 10 there.
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, I feel like I made a really good living doing some of the things I talked about, and fun. I think
you're a lot of fun. I love hanging out with you. So, Okay. The fun. You're definitely a 10. Okay. So then on the looks, though, so all that average is pretty high. So you'd have to have a really low ranking on your looks to put you at only a 5.5 overall.
Well, but she wasn't ranking me on my scale. She was ranking me on.
I know, but I'm asking you on your scale. On your scale, where do you put yourself?
No, that would be pretty much it. I mean, I would say, I don't think I'm a fun 10. I'm probably 9, and personality, I'm probably a 9, and smart maybe 6, 7. I don't know. I do some dumb things.
Yeah, you do, but that's okay. Yeah. Wait, did she hear you sing? Someone's at MSD Bounds is asking if she heard you sing.
No.
Because the night I met you, I heard you sing. So maybe that's the problem. You just, whenever you meet a woman, you need to start carrying around a pocket microphone and just break into song. Just a little 9-inch nails. Just, hey, can I buy you a shot? Killing in the name of. What is it? They do what they tell you.
Do not make fun of me. That's my go-to.
I'm not making fun of you.
That's my favorite song to do because it gets the whole crowd.
It's
going,
perfect. No, that's my point. Is what you should do when you meet women. Is just because you never know when you're going to meet someone. You've got to be prepared all the time. It's like I have to keep things trimmed. You never know what's going to happen, and you should start carrying around. And you should start carrying around a pocket microphone in one pocket, and then like your book, one of your books in the other pocket, and then also a signed autograph from your radio days. Oh, and then also just a printout of your Wikipedia page. And then you meet a lady, you just like casually toss these things on the bar to be like, "Hello, my name is Power. Can I sing for you? Hit it, DJ."
Now, that used to be my Derek Jeter gift basket, was a copy of the novel and a copy of the Astros book. It's like, hey, thanks for staying over. Here you go. Hope you enjoyed it.
And then you can give them a sports T-shirt from your collection that they.
Man, you know what? All the good ones I gave away to when my daughter was in town, like all my jerseys. Like I had a jersey from the Texans that had 02 on it from their first year that the owner gave me that had my name on it. And it's like, I'm never going to wear that, but my daughter thought it was the coolest thing ever. So I gave it away.
Give it away now. See, it's another song you can do, Fred.
Mott's got an idea here. He said he may have discovered a new medium, live media dating. This feels weird. Yeah, we're not dating. Let me make that clear. But no. I could have somebody on there that maybe.
Oh, that's what we need to do. We need to do a podcast from a bar where we go around live action and I try and hook you up with women. Oh my God.
And we do like speed dating with them, right?
I'm going to wear wings so I can be a literal wing woman for you.
And that would be awesome.
Oh, that's what we're going to do. Fred, I'm going to find you a woman live on the Falcon Cast.
That would be fun.
Maybe we do a special Falcon cast because 5 o'clock is not really the pick of the litter.
No, but you get the drunk women who just got off work.
Yeah, no, but they're not drunk yet. They're not drunk enough yet for me to hook them up with you. I got to get them a little bit drunk first.
Yeah, because I'm like a 10 on the vodka scale, so we got to get 10 vodkas in them.
I will go buy her a few shots using your credit card. Then I will say, hey, have you met my friend? If not, please let me show you his Wikipedia profile first. Let me tell you about all of his legions of fans and followers. And then you swoop in and you say, killing in the name of.
Oh, you were so insane. I love it though. This could actually be pretty funny.
We're gonna do this. We're totally gonna do this. This is awesome. Snow Black the Oracle has oracleized it. Oracleified.
Yeah. Well, that's Lamont. He's a longtime radio listener. Really good dude. We've met a couple times, and he's funny as hell. So. And I love this idea.
We're totally doing this.
Awful.
Oh, it's going to be so much fun. Oh, should I wear my fake leather pants?
What, the green ones that you wear on stage? Yeah, definitely. Yeah, you need to come in that outfit, and I'm gonna dress up like a gladiator. I'm gonna come out in full gladiator costume.
I think we could do entire episodes just of us in a bar. Trolling for classy ladies for Fred.
Oh man, if I'm gladiator, I could say I am going to get laid, but not yet. Not yet.
Fred, we're gonna work on. We're gonna have to work on some things. Though we have to work like on your saunter up to a lady. Are you? I mean,
can you saunter when you've got a broadsword in your scabbard?
Oh God.
Okay, that wasn't a euphemism.
Oh, by the way, that reminds me. So Angel XOXOXO is saying that your neck looks great. You are holding your head up higher.
Yeah. So I think it was last Friday night, a friend of mine brought a young lady in here who's a terrific lawyer, and she also, because she does a desk job, she gets a deep tissue massage once a month, and she learned how to do it. And she came in here and it hurt like hell. I mean, I hated her immediately. But boy, when she was done, it was fine. The only problem I'm having now is just I'm used to doing this, and I have to just keep reminding myself to keep my head up.
Yeah, keep your head up.
But it is, and that's why I'm kind of doing the fist on it to make sure I keep it up during the show.
Keep fisting yourself, Fred, so you can keep your head up. You can do it.
Exactly. You sicko. But yeah, so but it's been great ever since, and I mean I'm feeling a lot better, and don't know if I'm ready to swing a golf club yet again, but we'll see.
Oh, that's why. Okay. Oh, can I tell you a quick dumb story about myself? I know we're over on time, but I have a quick dumb story.
Go ahead. I know the boss of this thing.
So. Oh, cool. So I had a golf lesson. I got to start playing golf again for work because I work in construction and I have to go play golf with people. And I hadn't even swung a golf club in like 2 years since one of my last rounds of surgery, and so I had a golf lesson scheduled with a pro at the course, right?
Okay.
Because I've never had any proper lessons before. So I'm in a hurry. And so when I finally get ready to leave, I just grab the golf clubs off the wall and I throw them in the back of my truck and I race there. I get there. And it's been so long since I've even looked at my golf clubs. So I just wasn't paying any attention. And so I get my 8-iron out and I'm going to swing and the pro is like, yeah, that club is it's like 2 inches too short for you. I'm like, damn, now I have to get custom fit clubs. I was so disappointed. And so I ended up borrowing his and I did good. I could hit it about 75 to 125 yards pretty consistently. I'm really straight. That's about as much distance as I can get. But I'm not so straight. But here's the funny part. I get back to the truck and I'm putting the clubs back in the back of the truck. And all of a sudden I'm trying to find something in the pockets. All of a sudden I realize this is not my golf bag. This is my kids' junior clubs.
Oh God!
I showed up out there with junior clubs. I'm like going, man, this bag carries weird. It's been a while.
No wonder it's too short. Yeah, yeah.
Fred, I'm dumb sometimes. I'm very dumb sometimes. I don't know why you're friends with me.
Because you make me laugh. I mean, that's pretty much it.
I had to go back to the guy and say, My clubs aren't too short. I'm just too dumb. I think I don't get that 8 on smarts anymore. You can put me down at like a 2 on smart.
Yeah, on that day probably,
Yeah.
but
But-
it's always a sliding scale. Because listen, I do a lot of one things sometimes.
But it did good. So
Yeah.
when your neck is feeling better, we'll go play golf and maybe we'll pick up some women for you there, and we'll do it. Maybe we'll do a live broadcast of picking up women for Fred on golf course. That's what we need to do is just find all the places in Houston we can pick up for Fred.
Oh, you know where we should do it? Like an HEB.
Oh,
We should go.
oh my God.
Go through an HEB.
I'm
Hey, are you shopping for an old man who's a 4?
here he is. And then you pull out your pocket microphone. Killing in the name of.
Oh, and Angel says you seem like a cool chick. Fred only likes
really
cool chicks.
I have a lot of fun.
No, and Angel and Mike are like probably my favorite couple. And we played golf together. Whenever I do a scramble, I call them and our friend Mike McKee. And so she wasn't at the last one, but Angel can play, and we have a lot of fun together. And always appreciate when she comes on. And Angel, thanks for the care package last week. That was very useful in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Behanna says hit on the cart girls, but all the cart girls are like 19.
I know they're
man.
too young. I don't even hit on women that young. I do like to hit on women, but not that young. Oh, that's what we can do is we can compete and see which of us can pick them up.
Oh, you'll win that every
I will.
time. Yeah, it's like you remember the movie Unforgiven when they're shooting pheasants for $1 a pheasant. I'd owe you like $100. That's what that would be. So, all right, we are. I know, and I don't because I'm me. But anyway, hey, thanks so much. We'll do this again. And guys, I hope you like Eva coming on because it's a lot of fun. We always she's like AJ in that she can make fun of me and it's funny to me. So and we always have a good time. She's an amazing comedian. Tell them again where you're going to be tonight. Right?
I'm going to be at the Riot on Monday the 9th. I'm going to be at Dexter's Lavatory at the Secret Group. I'll do a 10-minute set, and then I'll get interviewed for like a podcast thing. So then I think you can watch that afterwards. And then on Friday the 13th, I'm doing a show at Galveston Bay Brewing where I'm going to be in full costume as Harley Quinn, and it includes a red bustier. So that should be fun.
Yeah, well, we will have to have pictures for the people.
It's going to be like a middle-aged Harley Quinn.
Yeah, I would come see you at Secret Group, except I'm kind of like it's kind of like Game of Thrones now. I can't cross the wall and go back into Edo. I'm like a White Walker, so I can't.
Well, you can come see me at Riot tonight. That's like right down the street from your house. That's nearly stumbling distance.
Is that the place upstairs at
Darwin's? Rudyard's.
Rudyard's, yeah. Let me see how I feel.
Okay.
I'm gonna do a couple shots.
Let me squish your arm. Squish, squish, squish. You feel squishy, Fred. You feel squishy.
A little bit. Although my arms aren't as big as Jeremy Pena's, so it's not gonna work out. Anyway. Okay. All right, we're way over, but that's okay. Eva's always fun. So if I want to go over, I can go over. It's my thing.
Yeah. Love you too, MSD Bounds and Joel Hernandez 81. You're great too.
Yeah, well, Dana.
Oh, is that it? MSD?
That's Dana.
Oh, hi, Dana.
Yeah. All right, goofball. All right. This was fun. We'll do it again. I'll talk to you sometime.
Checking out.
All right. So Eva Elliot, and guys, get a chance to go see her. She is so funny. I can't tell you how great her sets are. I mean, and when we did our fundraiser, she had to fill a lot of time, so I got to hear almost all of her material, and it was great. So I was hoping to stall a little bit and get Lawyer Dave here, but no, he hasn't responded to me because he's off lawyering. That's what Lawyer Dave does. He wins cases for you. I think I told you guys he took my youngest brother's case when he got rear-ended by an 18-wheeler. And you know what? If you've been in an accident, and if you're in this city, you're going to be in an accident. Insurance companies have lawyers. You need a lawyer. You need the best lawyer. And that's what Lawyer Dave is. And give him a call. 713-626-8900 is the number. And he doesn't get paid until you win, right? So all his cases are contingency basis. So if you give him a call and he takes your case, he'll pay for a doctor if you need it. Any of those things he'll take care of. And then he will, and when you win your case, you'll cash in. And I promise you're going to be very happy with him. 713-626-8900. Need a lawyer? Better dial Dave. Okay, I have some final thoughts, but I'm going to do TV instead because we didn't get to any of the TV stuff. I'm on 2 shows right now. I don't know that I'd recommend either one of them. Generation V is a spinoff of The Boys, but it's college. And, I don't have a lot in common with college kids other than I have one in college. But it's good. It's got some of the cool stuff from The Boys, but it's not The Boys, right? And, but I wouldn't talk you out of watching it because I'm kind of stuck now. Because now that I'm doing it, it's like, okay, I got to watch this. So I think the 3 episodes they dropped, I've seen. It's every Friday now. I hate that. The other one I was watching is The Continental, which is a spinoff of John Wick. And so far, Mel Gibson's in it. He plays kind of a cool bad guy, but not really capturing me either. But it's not many episodes, and now I'm pod committed. And once again, it's every Friday. So, I don't have anything bad to say about any of them. I don't have anything good to say either. It's like, don't go out of your way to go watch these things. So anyway, that is going to wrap it up. Make sure if you need a lawyer, you better dial Dave. I want to thank Dana and Lewis was here earlier, and everybody for coming over. And I want to thank Eva for being great. Brandon for struggling through with his voice. Did a good job. And we'll be back Thursday. I will be at the Phoenix on Westheimer on Thursday with AJ Hoffman. So, AJ will not be at the Phoenix. He'll be in Vegas, but I'll be at the Phoenix. So if you want to come by and say hello, have a drink, please do. That's going to wrap it up until Thursday. Stay sportsy, Gulf Coast badasses.